Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kryptonite Show and your host Superman in the house. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun day today because it's a green day. So I'm really enjoying that. Hope you guys are as well. We've had pretty brutal volatility following the Trump tariffs, which we know is good for the long term, but is a pain in the ass for the short term. So yeah, we're enjoying green day. So I hope you guys are too. Now I've got a special guest on today, Cult DeFi. So I'm looking forward to getting him on the stage. I hope you guys enjoyed that. He is Jacob's front man. Of course, Jacob is the world's best peer-to-peer dev, and we're happy to have him on Pulsechain. But of course, he's got a bit of a multi-chain strategy as well in play. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things there. Obviously, we're going to be focused on PUSD Algo, especially after all the PDI drama, because the PUSD Algo will definitely be pegged to $1, and it is looking good. So it's looking better and better and better, PUSD Algo. So we're going to go through that as well. But before we do, we're going to get into a few of the markets and then bring on Cult DeFi for that as well. So let me just go through a little bit of this and let's see where we're going here. So bam. Don't forget to get into the chat there as well. We've got a few people in the house there. We've got Brennan. Bitcoin back over 200 EMA. And, of course, on the daily cross, 1 hour, let's get this bull run on track. Yeah, that's right. I agree with you on that. And, of course, ETH dominance is rising 100%. We're going to talk about that. So let me just get a few things queued here. I'm actually going to bring on Cult DeFi straight away. Actually, we're going to change our view here. I'm so used to doing a solo show that got to move back into the reality. Hey, good to see you, Cult DeFi.
And you, thanks very much for having me. I have to say, I love this new setup that you have. I think it's great. I really do.
Yeah,
I like the brand name, brand change. I see you're now on Rumble too, which is fantastic. So anybody that's watching literally YouTube, X, Twitch, Rumble, all of that stuff, make sure you like and subscribe to everything that we guys are doing because we've got some pretty cool things cooking.
100%. And the cool thing is, we can in this new studio, we can just move around all the time, and suddenly we're on the other side of it, and just drag and drop.
Yeah, I like it. I think I might have to make the change myself.
Yeah. In fact, just got to make sure the alignment's in place, but that's looking good. Yeah, beautiful. I love the branding. We've got a whole ton of new features came out here in the EV Mux studio, which I'm going to play around with. That popped up there just at the beginning of the show and went, oh, that's pretty interesting. About five to seven new features there. Pretty nice. Hey, look, I'm just going to get into the stock markets because the stock market had a good day after last week's huge volatility. It's not been too bad today, and then overnight, of course, we had the Fed rates, and of course, a no change was expected, and that's what was delivered on the Fed. You got any thoughts on that, Cold DeFi?
Well, I mean, look, everything changes day to day, right? Like it really does. But I think this is actually pretty good news, right? What's happening so far? Like you say, we've had a bit of a green day. We know here in Pulsechain that especially on Pulsechain, we're kind of in our own little bear market, right? We have been kind of pretty much forever. So whatever happens on the outside, it puts a smile on my face on the short term. We just have to really see how we're going to get stuck with it.
100%. Anyway, so we had some good day in the markets here. This is Wednesday, of course, US time, and we had the Dow Jones up almost to 1%, 383 points to 42,000. S&P 500 up over 1%, 60 points to 5,675. And the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it. And of course, the AI revolution is upon us. So watch out, Terminator world is coming for our future. And that is up 1.4%, 246 points to 17,750. So a nice little bounce back there. And if we look at the weekly, particularly on the NASDAQ, we've had a choppy week, right? Choppy week. So, but it seems to be improving, which is quite nice. The Fed pretty much kept the range at 4.25 to 4.5%. So no change there. Obviously, we've had mixed results with inflation, a little bit stubborn, but not quite back down towards that 2% target. I'm hoping that the Congress there changes the Federal Reserve's target into a range between 1% and 3%, which is what we have in New Zealand. And for many of you may not know, but it was actually New Zealand Central Bank that actually set the 2% target that a lot of people around the world still use. However, the New Zealand Reserve Bank, central banks moved on into a range between 1% and 3%, which I think is a much better idea about doing interest rate targets, because it is a pretty blunt sort of exercise. Now because we had it so steep in New Zealand. Our economy is actually in recessionary economics, so it's not very good at the moment. So yep, we got the Fed members see a benchmark falling to 3.9%. So that's we will get some cuts this year. That's what we're looking for. 2 cuts are expected this year, and that will certainly help in the economy and of course help the markets as well. Because as the rates get lower, people will need more risk, and therefore they're going to look for riskier assets. And of course, what's the best? Well, crypto, best performing, best volatility. So we've even got a forecast down to 26 and 27 at 3.4 and 3.1. So it looks like a forward view is on the down, which is kind of cool. In the press conference after the meeting, Fed Chair Powell noted the sentiment indicators have weakened recently, but hard data continued to suggest that economic conditions, including the labor market, are solid. Regarding inflation, Powell said that the Fed's forecast now incorporate the impact of tariffs. The forecast for 2026 and 27 were unchanged from December. And Powell also noted that the most measures of long-run inflation expectations remain well anchored to the Fed's 2% target. Our view that the Fed will be willing to look through the short-term impact of tariffs on prices and would cut rates in response to signs of weakness in the labor market, even if inflation remains around its current level. So that's kind of where we are there. Now, obviously, on the 2nd of April, coming up in what's it, about 11, 13 days, just 2 weeks away, let's say, we've got President Trump's reciprocal tariffs taking place. And what I'm expecting, we will see probably a few surprises with the negotiations that goes on behind the scenes. But nevertheless, that's where we are at the moment. And definitely Trump is doing a number of things there, which is a different topic. So we're going to jump away from that and get into the crypto. What do you think of that, Colt Diva? You like the green?
I do. It's about time. It's about time. I said on my stream recently, actually, it can be, especially for us, I guess, the guys who create the content. It's difficult to be bullish all the time, especially when you just see red, So yeah, we all have the conviction on all these good projects and everything like that, but just seeing a green day overall, it's nice. It's nice. It reinforces, why we're doing this in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. And we got some important milestones here too. I haven't pulled up TradingView, but we've got $86,500 pretty much for Bitcoin, up 4.75%. That's really good. I've been very impressed with the Bitcoin performance. We've had a bit of a shakeout, pretty severe one. And this has probably got us over the 200-day moving average too. I haven't got that up at the moment, but that's probably what it's got there, 59.5%. And as the Bitcoin dominance is still pretty strong. And of course, in the 2021 bull market, we were up at near 70% before altcoin began, right? And that started to reverse. But I don't expect it to get near that high anymore, given the structural changes in crypto. But here's the good news today. This one here, Ethereum. Back over 2K.
Ethereum's moving. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's really fantastic news. I mean, it's always been, especially for us, it's always been about Ethereum, and like we saw, Ethereum was getting hammered. I haven't actually looked at Richard's trade where it's sitting at the moment, but I mean, he at the end of the day, I think every $100 it goes up, he's up like $17 million or something.
Yeah, well, we can bring that up. So let's bring that up at the moment. So it's only down 45.6% at the moment.
Well, hey, but it was 57% a few days ago, so
it was pretty severe.
Yeah, but hey, onwards and upwards. What's
300 million between friends?
Yeah, exactly.
So that is where the magic cart ride money is at the moment. But of course, that's where the PDI theory comes in, right? The PDI maker theory is another way of adding value into the chain. But of course, we're going to talk about, I think, even more probable one, which is PUSD ALGO. So that's coming up soon. Hold your hat for that. So yeah, ETH at the moment is looking pretty good. Back over 2,000, very important, of course, getting over there, up at 6.7%. So not bad. XRP doing extremely well, up 11%, $2.54. And
well, they got some good news, didn't they? XRP. The SEC dropped their case against them.
Oh yes, fantastic.
Yeah, that's really big news. I mean, look, at the end of the day, anyone that beats the SEC, I think, is good news for us all in general. Just like we say, yes, Richards, the case now has, well, the SEC have got another month to extend everything and try and present. I don't know what they're even going to try to do. It's extremely frustrating. Granted, look, it's it's the law, but it's extremely frustrating. That the judge rules against it, and then they're like, "Oh no, please, miss, can we have some more?"
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's frankly annoying. But we're starting to see all these cases being dropped and dismissed, and the SEC are pulling out of things, and all of this stuff. So is it just, I don't know, is it just like a last hurrah? I think the SEC kind of know that their days are numbered. We know that Trump is coming out with some really big news. Literally, it should be, I think, in the next couple of days regarding the crypto reserve and how things are going, and what is a few steps further down into the plan. So let's wait and see. I mean, things have to start turning around. I don't know. Do you know a guy, Jesse Eckel? He's a YouTuber.
No.
He's 400,000 subscribers. Deals with crypto. He doesn't do anything regarding Pulsechain specifically, but he's very good content, right? He kind of knows his stuff. He's been around for a long time. He made a hell of a lot of money last cycle, and he has a hell of a lot of money coming this cycle too. And he, according to all the research that he's done and research that he's bought, I mean, he actually buys a lot of research from places, and he said that he said recently that it's April. April's things start to really change, and I think and a lot of predictions. I think he predict a lot of AI predictions even that are out there saying that June is when we're really going to start seeing things fly. So we have time. You're not late. Nobody is late. As a matter of fact, these are fantastic prices if you were just getting into the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's kind of like the last hurrah almost.
Yeah.
We got Solana up 7.5%, $134, looking pretty good, and ADA up 5%. So Hodgkinson will be happy about that. And we got a little bit of down on BNB, down 1.6%, and Tron down 2%.
That surprises me, actually. I'm surprised that BNB is down because a couple of days ago they had really good news. They had a little run up, and I know the cake flew. It went flying. I think it was up 35% in a day or something.
Right. We got Pi up 5.9%. You've been across that?
No, I don't know that. I think
Pi is a love-hate relationship. It's Pi Network jumped into number 13 on CoinGecko, but it's got horrid KYC's stuff in it. It's absolutely horrid. For us in DeFi, it's like a tyranny. It's like a tyranny. However, you can't argue with the size of the market. It's got 60 million downloads of the app and maybe 10 to 20 million probably active people in it.
Wow.
So it's something to keep a lookout for in the future there. But it's pretty crazy. It's kind of just money talks, isn't it? And I guess community size does as well.
That's it, really.
All right, so Richard Hart's Magic Cup rides down 45.78%, but still worth 350 mil, and got a bit of a bounce back today, as we can see in the charts there. All-time lows. We just come off all-time lows for the Magic Cup ride.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, but these are the days when you have to have conviction.
Yeah, it's definitely something we're going to keep monitoring, and it can reverse very, very quickly. So we'll keep looking out for that. But Pulsechain, day 677. We've pretty much got about 45 minutes left in the day, and we've got Pulse at quadruple 03, down 1%. In fact, this was green before I started the live stream. We got PulseX at quadruple 0267, down 1.6%, and the buy and burn 1.32 trillion, 6.65%. That's been going up quite fast the last couple of days with the high volume we've been having. And we've got an Ink token at the moment, down 7%, $1.63, and the ratio is 54,400 Pulse. We've got 55 million Ink in play, and we've only got 5% of the inflation that we used to have. So Rich has definitely been making moves around inflation, not just with incentive by reducing the inflation rate, but with also HEX. And of course, 2 days ago, we saw 250 billion of the OA/Sacrifice wallet doing another ladder, which was surprising out into the future there. So that's pretty cool. Now, it's so surprising. We know that it does things like that, but it's kind of like the central bank for HEX. But it's interesting to see what it actually does from 30-day short term into doing ladders and things like that. So we've got the price there at just under three quarters of a penny at the moment on Pulsechain, down 1%, and EHEX at 1/5 of a penny. So the combined price, EHEX and PX, is sitting at 9,500 of a penny at the moment. So, man, that just looks like a steal to me. That just looks like a steal right now, the old Hex there. Let me know in the chat there if you guys are accumulating Richard Hart tokens right now, because I don't know. Just I know we've still got the SEC extension, but I think that the chance of that is less than 5% because it's such a crap case they put together. I got a better case, and I'm sure most of you out there could have as well. It looked like it was written by someone that was like first year law school that was having trouble with insights. I don't know. It was like just the way it goes. Anyway, so I've dealt with a lot of lawyers in my time. I'm just saying. So we're gonna move on. So that is where we are with the markets on Richard Hart coins. Looking at the gas, of course, we had the big drama with PDI and the Troper and Teddy Bear yesterday. I think it was we covered that, and today at least we went to almost 300 million beats. We're now at 2.5 million. Did you see that drama, Cult DeFi?
No, well, I know this when pre-ranking went live on Mafia, right? And we saw some massive gas spikes, and I think it was Tanish in one of the admin chats. He posted a screenshot. I think for one transaction, he was looking at like $1.25. That was on Pulsechain. $1.25 to do one transaction.
Oh, insane! Yeah.
Oh, and someone posted. I think I can't remember who it was. I saw someone on X that posted and it's like, "Oh yeah, Pulsechain is a beautiful chain. It's a really cheap chain until you start to use it."
Well, Richard said the chain, as the chain gets used more, it's going to be cost more and be more valuable. And I think these sort of spikes, even though the spikier, the chain is getting more expensive. We got 2.5 million beats. When we had very low volume and not a lot happening, we were down at 200,000. So it's a 10x from there. So is it one of these accumulative signs that the Pulsechain is actually getting more value, despite the fact that we have these big episodes with ecosystems and drama around prices, and the volatility. So I think it's probably a sign of growth that we're seeing. Validator is also looking pretty good, 48,500, and the bridge, which is our main thing we look at, is looking at 95,000. So that's actually down a little bit from yesterday, where I think we're at 96 million. So we're just down a little bit from there at the moment. But of course, EX is down, despite the ETH being up, Bitcoin being up. The other thing that we've noticed too is that Coast has snuck over 9 million. It did that about a week ago.
Nice, well done, those guys.
Yeah. They're just tinking away there, and I'm sure once Pulsechain starts surging, that Coast will start surging as well. And the DAI there's we've dropped a couple of million DAI. We're sitting at 25 mil, but it's still looking okay, and we're going to keep a measure of that. So the volume, 51 million. I think we did, was it 80 million yesterday with the drama on PDI? We're at 52 million today. 440,000 transactions, so still got a lot of transactions there. And some of the top performers in the last 24 hours, at least on the 6-hour trending here, the default view. We've got a couple of short-term ones here. There's one that no one can explain, X. We got Hex itself, which is the one on pump tires. So it's going to be around for a month, up 46%. We've actually seen a few of those actually performing quite well on the old pump tires. You've been across much of that, Cult DeFi?
Oh yeah, I've been looking at pump tires ever since it started. Really, one of the things that I'll come out and say is a lot of people are saying this. Richard Hart created this, and he created this, and he created this one, and this one, and this one. They could all just be for fun, But things like the Aave that was created apparently for the Richard Hart deployer wallet, that will be something to look at. Obviously, things like Chainlink and all that, the link copy. I like all of those, but please, everyone, just be careful when you're messing around with these tokens, right? Because they are specifically designed just to kind of have a little bit of fun, I don't really know if anyone was very serious about deploying a token, if they would start on Pump Fun or Pump Tires. I don't know if they would choose to start there. Maybe they would just try and do some marketing in other places. So just be careful. But hey, I say it all the time. This chain needs everything. It needs the good stuff, the bad stuff, the ugly stuff. It needs it all, because we're going to have we're going to have all the good players, and we're going to have the bad players over here too in time. We're going to have a hell of a lot more. What happens when we 100x the amount of users that we have over here? Things will start going to get complicated. So just have fun, learn how to use these things while you can, because there's money to be made on Pulsechain. Just need to know where to look.
Yeah. Well, I know people that have made good money on the pumped up tires. So it's been pretty useful for some people. PDC to Grays bouncing back a little bit there. I mean, this is the X pair, but it's up 20%. What else we got going here? We got A1A token been around for over a year. That's up 17%. Gas Money, which has done pretty well. That's part of the I think the Finvestor ecosystem, I believe. It's up 12%. Ring there's been around for months, up 10%. Another pump tires one. So quite a few pump tires up the top here. And then we get the Finvestor, which is one of the most popular ecosystems around at the moment of various tokens. And this is kind of the parent one, if I remember rightly. Finvestor up 7.7%, doing pretty well. Access Alive, we've got an influencer coin as well, doing up 5%. So nice to see that, back at 7,000. And UpX, right? UpX just launched recently a validator service, right? A pooled validator service. You aware of that one, Cold DeFi?
Not really. Is that the one where you could buy a share of validated through NFTs?
You can do that, but this is something new, actually. I haven't really talked about it on the screen, but I was talking to Max Gaines, he's a member of our community, and he was telling me about Haunted launching this pool thing. It's been very successful, and basically people have been getting almost twice as much yield out of validators than solo validating. So instead of around 10-12% at the beginning, like something like 18% or so.
Nice.
I haven't really checked it out, but it's definitely related to UpX, if I remember rightly. I'm not sure.
And you said this is from Haunted.
Apparently, yeah.
Nice.
But I haven't checked it out, but that's what I was told. So definitely something that I'll probably have to talk about soon. So that's with validating, was kind of that more conservative way of earning yield and supporting the chain as well. Remember has been doing pretty well, getting dropped Pulse. If you hold Remember, that's part of the Finvestor ecosystem as well, up 4.6%. So, not too bad. And then, of course, Maker is topical at the moment, right, because of the PDGC. And you've been keeping up with the PDI Maker drama there, Cult DeFi?
Just only what I see on X, what I see people talking about on X. I mean, I know quite a few of the community guys that are really crazy into PDI, and I'm going to be talking with a few of them, as the week continues to progress.
Yeah.
But me personally, I mean, I really tried to spend my time. If there's no real massive news like we see about the PDOS stuff, I really try to spend my time concentrating on the Dev Jacob ecosystem, really, how we can bring that forward, keep contacting people, especially people from outside of Pulsechain. But when I see massive news like we saw with the PDI drama the last few days, it's difficult not to look at this. It's difficult not to start speaking to people and find out. I know a lot of people are hurting. Really, a lot of people are hurting.
Yeah, it's definitely been pretty volatile. Some people definitely got wrecked and then it recovered somewhat, and then we got wrecked again overnight, and then it's starting to rise back up again with the make a PDI theory. So at the moment, $12. It's relatively good value compared to where it has been. Up it's $80. And of course, it's going to, if this does turn out to be true with all the evidence that's part of it, we've also got PDI. Also, you can see in the PDI volatility, we're up around about over 5300th of a penny. Got sold all the way down on the drama, down to 1/10 of a penny. Obviously, James Maria, the dev of Atropa, apparently selling out Atropa to some degree. I think he had some limits that he could do. And then because of fear around PDI minting, and it just seems surprising that he didn't understand what was going on there. Kind of seems weird. But a lot of drama there, calling out Somi and all sorts of stuff. And so some weird statements there. And now we're back up, bouncing off 0.3 of a penny, back to 3,800 of a penny again. So it's pretty volatile. And we're going to see where it goes. So definitely not a peg dollar yet, though, is it? Not yet.
Exactly.
Apparently, we're in a 6-day phase at the moment. This is from the PDI Maxis that we're on this coming up to what do they call it? Slop auctions, I think it is. So we're on Friday. So we're going to see some action on Friday. Could see some flash loan, some flash own dealing with the debts that are in the MakerDAO, I think it is, system. So apparently that's going to be starting about tomorrow. So the drama's not over yet, Cold DeFi.
Yeah, well, I think we're in for a bit of a long slog here. But I did see it was maybe about an hour ago. maybe an hour or two ago, RH did post on X, and he didn't reference PDI specifically, but it was more talking about the fact that how can people speculate on who created the coin or who is behind a coin. And a lot of people, I know Matty Allen retweeted, that's where I saw it. And he was basically, he insinuated that Richard Hart was basically coming out and saying, this is my message to say, look, I'm not behind PDI.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we'll pull it up too.
Yeah, that was literally about an hour ago, I think.
Cool, I'll pull it up. Brendan's saying flop auctions. Did I say slop auctions? I might have said something. I don't know what I said.
I think you were listening to Sammy, because I think Sammy's been saying slop options.
I said flop auctions. No, I was referencing the diagram in my head, because we looked through the diagram yesterday for how the maker collateralizes itself. But I just had the slop in my head. I must have seen Sammy talk about it, like you say. Yeah, he's been covering it pretty hardcore. We got Blair in the house as well. Hey, good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. And also a big shout out to who was up here earlier, Xenon. Hey, good to see you, Xenon. Big shout out to you. I know a couple of you guys are playing the Mafia game at the moment, ranking up that game. Looking good. So yeah, it's been pretty activitous actually. In fact, big shout out to the whole of the directorate. You guys are crushing it out there, building up your ranking. I mean, we're going hardcore, man. We've got a lot of members doing a lot of cool stuff. So very, very cool. Big shout out to the directorate. And I know many of the other families are ranking up as well. So good competition in the Mafia game is nice to see.
Big time. Big competition in the Mafia game. People, it's hit the ground running, hasn't it? I'm really excited. People seem to be very happy. I'm starting to get a little bit tired of going to jail all the time, I have to say. Trying to rank up my characters, but I just keep going to jail. It's just it almost feels like a non-stop thing.
Yeah. We got a couple comments here from Richard, haven't we? So
yeah, I think it'll probably be his most recent one.
Recent one at the top here. Yeah, just sometimes his language here. One of the stupidest things in crypto is when people pretend a coin was founded by somebody or secretly supported by someone. It sounds as stupid as, yeah, man, Satoshi is actually behind this coin. Telling the truth is better than lying. Tell the truth.
What's he trying to say? Well, I mean, it could be that if you're talking about telling the truth, then because one of the things yesterday, when all this drama with PDI happened yesterday, I think it was the Maria was basically saying, no, Richard Hart is behind this. Where it's because of X, Y, Z. We need to remove all this liquidity and all the rest of it. And a lot of people were basically saying today, okay, well, that's the end of that. Then now we have our answer. And then other people were starting to, what it's like. It's too many chefs, too many chefs in the kitchen, basically. And people are saying, no, you guys are all wrong. This is to deflect away from the fact that it is actually Richard behind us. And then we get something like this. Again, there's no real answer, but I know a lot of people have been retweeting this. I think like I say, I saw this. Matty Allen was the one. I saw his retweet, and he was basically saying, "Okay, look, I think we kind of have our answer. Richard's not behind PDI, so that's it now. Can we put it all to bed?"
Yeah.
But then we'll have the other half of the people that are saying, "No, you're wrong, and you need to look at it this way." Like it's. And we imagine, and we're not even a really big chain yet. Imagine when we have 10 extra people, 100 extra people.
That was 5 hours ago, and that's when the coin was really started to tank right in the PDI chart. So the market reacted to Richard's post there.
Yeah, I mean, the market reacts to everything he says. He really does have a huge amount of sway over what he does. So, I mean, I hope that he does use that responsibly, right? Because people get wrecked on one of his tweets.
Yeah,
it's a lot of responsibility. It is dangerous.
We do see the evidence from the maxis is that it's related to to AMM bot activity at the beginning of the Pulsechain. Potentially Genesis. I don't know if there's anything in particularly Genesis block, but the Genesis wallet, one of the Genesis wallets in the Genesis block. So I mean, there's evidence around that. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And obviously, James Murray being the Atropa dev, his words are pretty important. Although some of his comments have been very what do you call it? Paranoidic or something.
Yeah. Well, some of the stuff I was reading about yesterday, it was a bit odd.
Yeah, the mad genius, is it the mad genius, something like that? So that is that makeup. So that's a little bit uncertainty. Right? That gives uncertainty, but we still don't have a proper algorithmic stablecoin. And so
We
that
don't.
brings us into PUSD Algo, right? We need something
Yeah,
solid. We need a Terra Luna done right. We need a full DeFi solution. And who better to do it than the world's best peer-to-peer developer, Jacob?
that's it. I think it's there. See
That's
that? The
right there.
t-shirt. My dev is better than yours.
Yeah.
And that's
So
exactly it. I absolutely stand by this. Look, we know. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. We know this. We have probably the most prolific developer on Pulsechain. Not a copycat. It does things. Does original tech, real original tech. Um, you know, it's not. We know that we need the infrastructure. We need all the fork stuff too. That's fine. But at the same time, to get people really interested in Pulsechain, we need to have some really cool stuff to do over here, right? And real innovation, real tech, and we have the developer and the team who are doing all of those. They're ticking all of those boxes. Um,
mm,
I think PulsePot, world's first truly decentralized peer-to-peer casino on chain. Boom, and that's already on two chains. And there's along with the rebrand, it's going to be on pretty much nearly any chain. It's going to be absolutely huge for what it's doing. And just by holding those tokens, which are a steal right now, they're just constantly going up. They're constantly just getting burned out of existence. Then we have now Mafia, right? Massive undertaking, a really big game that again is going to be pretty much chain agnostic in time. We have a lot of people that are getting exposure to Pulsechain because of Mafia, because they're coming over from the BNB side. And then we have something like PUSD Algo, right? Luna itself did 1.6 million%. But it went up to $40 billion market cap, and that was based on the idea of this algorithmic stablecoin. Anyone that actually really looked into the tech could probably see at the time, okay, this is not 100%. Like this is not designed. This is not designed in a way that it's going to last forever. Real longevity, and for a number of reasons. I mean, it didn't, right? It just fell down. So I think getting an algorithmic stablecoin right, like we've discussed many times, getting an algorithmic stablecoin right is probably the biggest innovation in all of crypto at the moment.
So Terra Luna was very centralized, right? It had
Yeah,
human control over it, and we found out those people were big manipulators and running their businesses really badly. We also know that Anchor yield was just far too high
was
at
it
20%.
20%?
And we
20% on a
also know
stablecoin.
that swapping mechanism was a real problem for people to bring the whole protocol down as well, between Terra Luna and UST, was it? Yeah. So it's been a big problem. And so what we need is a full DeFi solution, a full decentralized solution that takes away all those problems. Gives modest but consistent yield. That gives multiple opportunities of different types of yield that you can earn as well. So a bit of a tiered yield system, which is what PUSD Algo gives. We also need to obviously have a very simple swapping mechanism, which is what we have with PUSD Algo as well. Algo being algorithmic, meaning, and of course the main coin or token for the platform, and PUSD being the main stable coin. And of course, the branding of PUSD is the best there is out there, and Pulse USD that makes the best brand.
Pulsechain USD is fantastic,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. It's jaw dropping as well. And then, of course, having no humans involved, it's just full DeFi operated with the stability miner bots. And of course, people provide the liquidity for those. It's just a no brainer. And something we saw over a year ago working on the testnet live on the chain worked flawlessly. In fact, not just work flawlessly as a peg, it outdid the liquidity fork pegs like USDL, PXDC. It just was crazy. And of course, even the fiat back one Coast, which we love, it outperformed that on pegging as well. Being essentially, after it first got set up in a week or so, became pretty much pegged to $1, and the others were couple cents above or below all the time. And so the US PSD on the testnet operated like a dream. So
Yeah.
you got a dream stable coin fully decentralized, and you got Dream Yield that you can just sit there, and it's all sitting also with a V3 DEX, which gives you opportunity to offer a full suite of crypto tokens as well, to get the broad market as well involved. And of course, you're going to attract a lot of people to it. And then in addition to that, you can link it up to your other A-listing projects like Mafia, which are dominating the GameFi space, the metaverse space, and the NFT space. So you got the dream suite of DeFi, stablecoin, all the way through to the NFT market. It's a pretty dominant ecosystem building out that Jacob's doing on Pulsechain.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal the way that he thinks. It's one of the things that I find really fascinating about PUSD Algo is it's not necessarily just okay. This is a fantastic algorithmic stablecoin. That will keep us paid forever, and but as the more people get into the protocol, the stronger that peg is going to be held over time. It's not just that. It's the fact that even by itself, if you start to play around with this protocol, you never ever have to sell your money. You never have to sell anything. You can literally just sort of live off. Technically, you can live off yield by doing stuff within the protocol. Like Jacob said very early on, with the whole Terra Luna thing, it didn't have enough tokens. It didn't have enough tokens working together in this ecosystem to balance everything out. And that's why Jacob wanted to introduce this flex token. And people that I'm talking to now about this, I'm really trying to showcase the fact that by providing the stability miners, you're getting rewarded in this flex token, and then by sticking your flex tokens in the ARM protocol, for whatever fees that the protocol starts to generate, they will get split between these people that are in the ARM protocol. And it's a lot of money. Like there's a lot of money, because there's a lot of trading between stablecoins. We know that, and when that goes back to rewarding the holders, if you like, or the people that are utilizing the system, it's kind of really the people that are in the ARM protocol. So set up more stability miners, get more flex token, stick those into the ARM protocol, get rewarded literally in those fees, and then if you want to do the hex part, which is basically locking away your algo, staking away your algo, or staking away your PUSD, you're more than welcome to do that too. But I think for me, like the stability miners and the ARM protocol are the two parts of this ecosystem, which really they stand out to me. It's like, this is something absolutely phenomenal. It's not difficult to do or set up. We know because of the prototype that was already there, how well it can work without user interaction. So it's, I mean, there's no such thing as there's no such thing as a certainty, but this thing just ticks all the boxes. If you're looking for innovation, you've got it. If you're looking for next level tech, you've got it. If you're looking for things that work with, like you say, with the V3 dexes, or even when Uniswap V4 will come out, I'm sure there'll be a way for all of this to work together. It's just never-ending innovation from the team, and I think for me personally, I think this is the most exciting thing that they're doing.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I think it's potentially huge and a major DeFi platform for Pulsechain, as well as being the fact that it can go to multiple chains. It's going to be pretty impressive. And of course,
if it works, if it works as intended, then the team are bringing this to other chains. Someone's going to do it, and you just imagine all eyes back on Pulsechain. Everyone is going to be saying, who is this guy or who are this team that developed this? It's everything on Pulsechain goes up. Not just everything. This is really a massive opportunity for everyone on Pulsechain, and more people need to be looking at it. At least look at it.
Here's the crusher, right? Here's the secret sauce. Here's the magic. Is the fact that, like you're pointing out, is that everyone's forking liquidity forks all over the place, right? Liquidity forks are being forked and tweaked and all of that. Imagine this model here dominating because it solves the stablecoin trilemma of scalability on Pulsechain and in crypto. which liquidity forks don't do, right? They give you the collateral backing, but you don't get the scalability. And of course, that actually stunts its growth to some degree, right? It's a solid product, but it actually stunts the scalability, which is what we want to solve. And people thought Terra Luna, because you saw the big yields in Terra Luna, right? Well, imagine actually getting that done right with a full DeFi solution. And so PUSD can really scale up there. We may even see a lot more of the stablecoin moving around, pushing up asset prices as well, because we know we get like 96% staked over in the liquidity forks, but you want to have a lot more of it moving around. So yeah, you can earn yield, but you also want to leveraging assets as well with more buying. So yeah, pretty crazy. And of course, if people are forking liquidity forks, they may end up forking PUSD algo, or trying to.
Someone is going to. Yeah. Someone is going to. It's. I mean, we've already seen there's a lot of copycats with everything, and with something big and with something that really works and actually does work. Like it's an inevitability. It really is an inevitability, and we just have to. We just really have to make sure that by the time that this goes live, and this is coming relatively soon, guys. We've been talking about it for a long time, I know, but now it's really coming. I can really say it's coming, and we already know that it works, and we already know, especially look at everything that's happened just in the last couple of days with everything that happened with PDI and all these other stable coins to $1, all the rest of it. If you really believe that that PDI, something which was just made up, or even people are talking about the one that's on pump tires now, will also go to $1 as well. If you have the belief that those will go up, then how can you not believe in a protocol that literally is working? It has worked. The prototype is already there. I don't know why people aren't talking about it more. Maybe it's purely down to just me and you, because we're kind of really the only ones that are really talking about it. Maybe it comes down to us, because if people are talking about PDI going to $1 and it's like, what is it? It's like 170x from here. Luna did 1.6 million%. 1.6 million% with a protocol that effectively had flaws. Any tech guys out there that actually really read through the smart contracts, they would have seen that. They should have understood that, But people that look at this, they know that it kind of works. They can see the vision. They can see the vision. I know you saw it from day one. I remember the first time you ever spoke to Jacob about it. It's phenomenal. And I actually go back and re-watch that. Play this quite often, actually, because for me, there's always something else that comes up, and I think if people are happy with the 170x to get PDI to $1, okay, then that's fine. But this has the potential to go up literally 1,000 times that.
Now we're talking about the algo token.
Yeah, the algo part of it, yeah, and and the thing is, there's kind of constant buy pressure on the algo token, because you need the algo to mint the PUSD.
Yes.
That even that in itself, right? So immediately from the get-go, just to get into the ecosystem, there's buy pressure on the algo token, which really just gets burned and minted again and burned and minted again. It's like it's great supply, constantly getting burned out of existence. Very similar tokenomics to Hex in certain ways as well, regarding burning and reminting. And the fact that the IPOL, like the integrated protocol liquidity pools, the fact that is pretty much just going to be ran by the stability miners from within the protocol. I think it was on the stream that you did with Jacob. Jacob was saying that when the protocol was live in the 24-hour period, there was like only 45 stability miners turned on. They did about 140,000 worth of trading in 24-hour period. And that we saw that flat line, basically, that flat line peg, which deviated by like 0.3% or something to either direction. That was just with 45. What happens when we have 10,000 or 50,000 of those?
Yeah.
It's that stable coin is stable pretty much forever, but by setting up a stability miner as a user, you're effectively, yes, you're lending the protocol your money, but if the peg can be held, significantly held, with just 45 of these things, and all of a sudden we have 1,000 of these things, your money is really, really safe. I mean, I'm saying that kind of between me and you, it's really safe.
Yeah.
And you're getting rewarded for it.
Yep.
and then you put that, then you put those rewards into the earn protocol, or then you can lock it up and do the hex version of the staking.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's phenomenal, and it's
you
kind of, the more I look
have
at it, it's kind of simple.
Yeah. You have that DeFi solutions you've just outlined, and then you also have the fetch token as well, which is going to reward you for doing activities, every activity you do on the platform.
Yeah,
And
Flex is again, it's fantastic. And then also you get don't forget, you get the wrapped stablecoin also as a gift. So, and that will always be trading. Let's say, for example, 20% less than the official. Like, so if you just wait for your unwrap period, and all of a sudden you just got 20 or 30% every 180 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's, like, if we think about it, there's kind of 4 ways that you can earn in this protocol. Each one you can use independently, or you can have this, like, you remember when actually we were talking about Haunted earlier on. So when the Haunted strategy came out a couple of years ago, and that was basically the whole premise of never selling, and there was a lot of a lot of different ways to sort of to manage it. But I think with this, it's kind of pretty simple. There's 4 ways to earn, and you can earn quite reasonable money. I mean, obviously, it's the more you put in, the more better you get. There are things like better, bigger pays better, longer pays better, bonuses too. And the fact that we're pretty much 50% of the way there, come on, guys, let's pull a finger out and get this thing done.
Yeah, 100%. So you can earn really well. The peg is likely, based on the testnet, to hold that peg stronger than any other stablecoin model that we've got, including liquidity forks.
Hands down, yeah.
And then we've also got it's kind of separated too from the rest of the yield, and so it's pretty crazy. You're gonna have multiple yield opportunities, so real pure DeFi, and then you're gonna have V3 decks. You're gonna have all that sort of stuff in there. Could be massive behind Pulsex. And then the scalability, which is what this really solves as well.
Yeah.
It's not just it's got really solid scalability, so it can really scale up big. And then number 2, it can be sustained from that point of view. And also number 3 is that it's really going to offer a stablecoin environment, which is going to be so strong. So I think it's really pretty exciting, and you get rewarded for using the platform. So yeah, I think it's really got a big destiny coming up there. The other thing, of course, the roadmap coming up. We've got Signum Oracle, which is going to be using, right?
Yeah. So looking at Signum, we're literally just waiting on Signum. Do you have any updates on Signum? I know you were talking to Stu quite a bit recently.
I'm talking about Stu, which is the founder of Signum Oracle, and obviously we had Fetch Oracle launch from Liquid Loans a little while back, about a week or so. And so he's just away, and we've had a lot of volatility in the market. So he is ready to launch, and apparently he's just been working on his launch ramp up. So he has delayed it, probably 10 days or so. But I think that's coming up pretty soon. And now that the market's a little bit more greener, maybe we might get that soon as well. And people are going to be able to do Oracle reporting there. We know that Jacob has participated in that, so he's got some of the Signum tokens to become, I guess, operators at Oracle as well, reporter. And of course, you can earn income doing that, tips and stuff. But of course, that really the main thing is to get information, price information, non-farm price information, and tools like RNG, random number generators. So I think it's coming pretty close. And secondly, we know that Jacob, based on this comment on the 7th of January in Telegram for the PUSD ALGO group, was saying that he would give updated plans once Signum is operating as expected. So that's kind of the 2 next big milestones, Signum Oracle, and then updated plans from Jacob, which you may be able to provide us a few more insights on. I don't know.
Yeah. So so at the moment, we know, after speaking to Jacob, we know that we have hired more developers to work primarily specifically on PUSD Algo, right, to get it up to where it needs to be.
There is say that one more time, because that's breaking news.
Yeah, there are more hired developers to concentrate purely on this. It's already been done. They're literally already working on it. We know that the prototype already was working, but there's going to be a lot of changes to the UI. Is going to be different. That will be coming very shortly. There will be things like
for one moment there, DeFi. Did you hear that, guys? There are new developers working on PUSD Algo. It's advancing, and it's going to be bigger and a better ass than ever before. That's pretty exciting. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
too
that's
much
all right.
there.
That's okay. It is. It's really exciting news. And the thing is, I keep saying it to myself over and over again. It's like, this is really happening. This is really happening, and this is really coming, and it's coming fast. And one of the things I like as well is that the entire gift is going to be redone.
Okay. Yep.
It's very in depth,
Let's pull that
as
up.
it is, right?
Let's pull it up while you're here. So this
Yeah.
is the Git book here. In fact, we're going to move ourselves over so everyone can see. So let's move again. I love this being we're able to dance across the stage here. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, so this Git book here is going to be redone.
Yeah, this is all going to be redone. It's basically going to keep us more in line with the Git book that we have over on Mafia protocol.
Yeah.
It just it's a lot. It's more seamless. It's easier to take in. Easier to read. But I would advise anyone out there that doesn't know much about this, go and have a look at PUSD.io. Sorry, PulsechainUSD.io. Go and have a look at the Git book anyway, and have a look at the wiki, just so you familiarize yourself with this.
Yeah,
you saw when Superman brought up the website first. He clicked on a referral link. There's a 19%. If you want 90% bonus on anything that you sacrifice for this project, then Superman's link is probably going to be in the description for this. I would say.
The description, hit it 90%. Yep.
That's it, 19%. I have 20% on mine, but but it doesn't matter.
90% in the video description.
But I will say, look, I've talked to a lot of people. If you are thinking about sacrificing for this, use somebody's referral link just so you can get the bonus. Okay, it makes sense to use the referral link just so you can get the bonus.
I always say, I always say, look at the leaderboard here. We've got number 14 here. Never used a referral link, so they just lost up to 20% for nothing.
Yeah, if we look at number 10. So number 10 used a 20% referral link, and they got 93 0.93x. Oh, sorry, 1.93x on top of that.
Best of the best, didn't they? They got the best of the
best. Yeah, they really did. So it looks like they put in about 6,000 or 7,000, and they got nearly 16,000's worth of sacrifice.
Yeah, so
those are the bonuses that are involved.
There are two bonuses. So the referral bonus is 19% in the video description. Use that straight away because you're getting it for nothing. And then secondly, if you do $1,000 inclusive of that referral bonus, so maybe around $840 plus the referral bonus, that get you to $1,000, and that will get you access to bonus X, which is the second bonus, and it potentially very big, right? Because it's up to 200, another 100% potentially. So that's pretty awesome. So that will get you way more credits. So you can see this person here used a 19% bonus. They were well over $1,000, of course. They didn't need the bonus to do that, but bonus gave them 90% for free. And then they ended up getting a very good bonus X, which is a random number between 1.01 and 2x. And they got almost the top of that range. So they did extremely well and got $8,356 as their sacrifice total. And then from that total, for every dollar that they sacrifice, they get 20 algo, 200 flex, and 0.01 wrapped PUSD, which is the reward version of the stablecoin. So pretty incredible stuff. You can see there the bonus multiplier. That's the second bonus. But definitely don't participate in this. Now, I don't really call this a sacrifice. I really call this a contribution. Because it's different in a couple of ways. One is that you don't have any of the drama of many of the sacrifice projects that have been out there. Some of them have launched as required, like Power City, Liquid Loans, and things like that. But you don't have a lot of the extra drama about the amount of capital raised and all that sort of stuff. But the real big kicker is that up to 75% of the capital that is raised here through the contributions is going to be going into the LP pools day one. So up to 75%. And that's because different liquidity pairs, because there's Algo token, there's stablecoin, there's Flex token, different liquidity pairs require liquidity to get them up and running. You got anything to add to that, Cult Defi?
No, you hit the nail on the head right there. This isn't about raising money to give back to the team or just into anyone's pocket. This is really about, in order to make this work properly and efficiently, and in order to hit the ground running, super thick liquidity pools have to be set from the outset. Just from the outset, from straight away. And that's one of the reasons why frankly, that's one of the reasons why this hasn't launched already, right? We know the protocol is ready. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It works flawlessly. But Jacob and team don't feel that the $450,000 or $450,000 that we currently have is strong enough to, like you say, to set all of those different liquidity pools, and
So,
to make sure that the protocol own stability miners also are funded to keep going to ensure that peg from the outset.
That's
So
right.
that's what keeps everybody safe from day one.
100%. So really good breakdown there. Look, this is unique in crypto. This is the holy grail of stablecoins. This really is going to be something that really solves that scalability issue and can have a massive contributionally impact on Pulsechain as well. So it's pretty huge. So definitely consider looking at it. I see it more as a contribution as opposed to a sacrifice model. Like I say, I think it's got a much better tone that actually deals with the quality of this project. And like I say, a big amount of capital is going to go into the protocols day one. The other thing, of course, if you want to participate, get that link in the video description. It's only 90%, which is pretty awesome. It's going to get you winning straight away for crypto. And of course, if you want to do that, you then have to just send your contribution to this site here. So just hit the copy, and you can send tokens on either Pulsechain, any of these ones, EDI, USD Tether there, PulseX, Hex. And of course, on Ethereum, you can use DAI, the stable coins, Ethereum, Wrap Bitcoin, and Hex there. And you just have to connect your wallet up, send your contribution to that wallet there, and you'll get credited with your tokens for every dollar that you get. You'll get that, and of course, you definitely want to get the referral bonus, 90%, and definitely want to get if you do $1,000 inclusive, that would get you to that bonus X. And we wish you the best with that. Hopefully, you get a high number on that one as well, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, we've got breaking news. More devs have been hired to work on this. It's going to be exciting. And number two, we've got obviously the second point you made was devs, and of course the documents are going to be updated with the as well. So we call that I've just forgotten the name now. The Git book.
The Git book. Yeah, the Git book has been completely redone. There are one of the big questions which is up in the air, which you spoke to Jacob about previously, was what are the liquidity pools going to be? Is it going to be with DAI? Is it going to be with with whatever? There was some ideas around the liquid loans stablecoin as well, that was on there. But now that we're starting to see a lot more. Now that we're starting to see a lot more of these liquidity pools that are popping up, and a lot of these more stable coins, that are popping up. One of the way I kind of think about it right now is, especially because we have the we're using Uniswap V3. I can see that the community are going to be setting up a lot of their own liquidity pools as we go forward. If as stable as this stablecoin is going to be, I think that we'll start to see protocols that will be starting to set up liquidity pools. With PUSD, I can see it happening.
That's a huge insight to this protocol.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I can see it happening. And that is only because the power of this protocol. It's because the power of that peg. How well that peg is being kept, and obviously, and it's one of these things that it can have exponential growth in how when people see it's working, and how quickly it grows, and it can snowball into something truly phenomenal, guys. Truly phenomenal. I can't I can't be more bullish about it. I can't say it more. And obviously, everyone has to bear in mind that this has never been done before. So obviously, things that have never been done before. There's a high probability that this is going to work because we already have it working. But it's just cutting edge tech, cutting edge theory, game theory behind it all.
It
does it all.
Unique. It's species unique.
Exactly.
It is that powerful. And like you say, once people realize it operates as it has so successfully live on the test net, to the test version on a live Pulsechain, and it operated like a boss, then it's going to attract teams to pair up with it because it's so stable, and it's the holy grail. So this thing could really start to spread like a wildfire, right? Pretty crazy. Now, that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that coverage of PUSD ALGO. Any final words on PUSD ALGO, Colt Deco?
Not really. Jump into the Telegram as well, which is basically t.me/PUSD Algo. Ask any questions that you have. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Super. DMs are open. But I will say, definitely go back and have a look at the stream that you did. It's the playlist that you did with Jacob. That covers everything. That is very, very, well done. It's completely in depth. It's fantastic, directly from the founder. But I will say, this is coming and this is happening. So anyone, just literally don't be left behind. You might as well use the 90% bonus, even just so you can get in, just so you can even sit back and just watch what happens here, because I thoroughly believe that this is going to work like properly. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I know you do too. I know a lot of other people do too. So we just got to get there. We just have to hit the sacrifice number, or at least get it to a number where the team are confident that it's significant enough for
like
the liquidity pools.
We've seen tons of forks on the Pulsechain. We've seen Balancer forked. We've seen Liquidity forked. We've seen Farms forked. But this is unique. This is species unique. I cannot say that enough, and could be the holy grail of DeFi stablecoins. It certainly looked that way operating on the Pulsechain as a test, and it was working very. Not only was it pegged really well, but it was so profitable as well, which is the funny thing about it. So really excited about this, and I know Cult DeFi as well. Now, just a reminder of the roadmap. So Signum Oracle is up next. That's a requirement for this to ramp up. And then, of course, then we'll get an update from Jacob in due course. Now, there are a few other things going on behind the scenes around the contribution phase here, which you get a chance to participate, which may give some surprises in the future. We'll see. Question mark over that. But it's going to be fun to see that. And, of course, we're going to keep you updated about PUSD Algo's progress. But you can get involved today, get in there, and you can dollar cost average in as well. So you can just keep topping up your contribution to get in there. And this is going to be exciting, man. I like being on the frontier of crypto. It's the most exciting market in the planet. There's nothing, Wall Street's got nothing on crypto. The tokenomics and the protocols being made, the DeFi solutions are really game changers. And when you go back into the old TradFi world, it's like going back into watching snails walk around, right? Like, what the heck, so it's pretty crazy. Now, I just want to briefly talk about Mafia. I know we're on an hour now, but I wanted to briefly talk about Mafia on Pulsechain. This is going pretty well. We can see that people are definitely ranking up here on this. We've got the first person who reached Cloak, can you believe it, in the Hustlers. One of our directorate families is the first one to get Cloak. So Stone, you got much to say about this Mafia game, which is another Jacob project?
So I think now at that Cloak rank, I think now you can start to do smuggling, right? You can start to do the smuggling stage. So I think that's pretty cool. I've been playing around with this for the last few days. I streamed the night it was on, and I carried out some of these things. It is, we thought that when the roulette and the slots come out, they were going to be a little bit addictive. This is doing these crimes is kind of addictive. It's extremely frustrating getting sent to jail all the time. Like that's just a fact, and it's happening a lot. It's really happening a lot to people. But right now, we can really see some of the families' strategies are starting to come into play. There was a lot. Obviously, there was a lot of talk because until the thing is live, you can talk and talk and talk and talk. But now we're really starting to see it. A lot of families are. Some families are sitting back a little, and they're trying to buy cheap things off the marketplace. I've started to see family specific. We've started to see some families who literally come out of the gate and their only purpose is getting as many players ranked up as to a higher position as possible. And they're literally hell or high water. If someone goes to jail, they're getting busted out of jail straight away. Just keep doing this, We've seen a lot of people employ the helper bots, the helper credits, which I think are really fantastic too. I know a lot of people are getting ranked up because they're setting up their helper bots almost straight away.
Fast. Yeah, definitely use your bots to do that.
And also save on gas, right? Even me personally, I've already gone through, I don't know, maybe $50, $60 worth of gas in the last few days, just on gas,
Yeah. Now we've got a couple of comments I'm just going to read quickly. We got, I think we got up to Blair, didn't we? We got Susie Q in the house. Hey, hi, wonderful. Good to see you, Superman. A big shout out to you, Susie Q. And what else there? Use helper bots, says Xenon. Absolutely.
That's it.
Let's see, we got a couple of the ladies in the chat. Nice to see you all in there. And Spike as well. What's up, peeps? Hey, Spike. It's good to see you too. And Hexcavator in the USA. Hey, gang. Good to see you as well. And Big Kahuna. Nice to see you also in the chat there. So big shout out to everybody watching. If you're new to the channel, of course, smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the share as well. Get into our Discord. The link's in the video description. Only $12.50 a month to join that and join one of the best communities in the Pulsechain community. So get in there as well. And yeah, pretty exciting. And this Mafia game is ramping up. Another Jacob project, the #1 GameFi, the only metaverse and the #1 NFT marketplace on Pulsechain. So Jacob's just kicking goals.
He is. He really is. And considering the fact that we're getting to the stage now where there are literally teams of developers who are dedicated to each of these protocols independently. I think that in itself, I mean, something really big is being built. Jacob, he has this planned out, and it's really just about the market conditions. The market conditions have to be right for any single one of these projects or protocols to make waves and to really, really work, And I think we're just going to see this snowball effect. As soon as the market conditions are right and one of these protocols takes off, every one of them takes off. Every one of them. And right now the market is just bleeding out constantly. Like you say, you can DCA into any of these things, and I truly believe that we'll be very happy.
Yeah,
the future's coming. The tech is being built, true innovation, like real true innovation, out of the box thinking, and it's working. It's all working.
So this is Pulse Mafia ticking away, but we've also got BNB Mafia, and I happen to have some bots running on there, so we're going to have a look at this profile. But we got 2 people now over there on Cloak. We got Bob from the Elite OGs, another family, not the directorate. We got Kino from Disturbed. That's an Allegiance family in the directorate, and that's right as well. So this is going to jump around a lot, though, right? Because people got bots coming out on different days and stuff like that, so it's going to move around like a horse race. But at the moment, that is what we're seeing over there as well. So kind of interesting. Now on that thing on BNB, I've actually got a helper bot coming out. So let's check that and pull this out and see what we get. It's a Grand Theft Auto bot. And let's see what we got. Did we steal any cars? That's the king. Did we steal any cars? And we got 1 car. We got one. You got
1 car. Nice.
And we got 40% XP on 45. Now the XP generally tends to be lower on the Autobots, but you get to steal a car, right? So it's kind of the trade-off there with Grand Theft Autobot. So you get generally less XP, but you can win cars. And with cars, there were typically some money. So if we have a look at crime bots, which have much higher XP generally, you can see I'm running a bot here. It's still got a day and 6 hours to go. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But if we go to the garage, which very exciting, and we've got that car that I won. Now, unfortunately for me, it's only a $5,000 car, which is not on the high. It's on the very lowest end, and this one has 16% damage. Now, I got a $5,000 car the other day, and it had 88% damage. So that definitely wasn't very good. Something like that with 88%. So yeah, pretty crazy. Now look, if we click on repair, it's $4,000. So that's just not useful, right? So it's not useful for me to repair it to get back to 5K, right? So it's 16% damage. It's currently worth 4,200. Now, this is typically all the repairs are extremely high, which means you either just sit there and hodl and leave your car full of cars and wait for something new, unexpected in the future, which Jacob sometimes does to us, or you sell it, which is kind of the behavior that is being driven to sell the car and destroy cars off the market. So it's going to be interesting to see whether hodling or just selling with this not forced behavior, but strongly encouraged behavior is in the play there. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
No, I think that's great. I like I say, it becomes kind of a little bit addictive just to try and beat. Effectively, you're just beating you're playing against yourself, really, right? Because you're the only one that really sees it. But I mean, anyone that does one of these, robbing the car from a dealership, there's like a 1% chance of doing it. Yes, but people are going to try, and you're going to risk the 45 minutes jail time. You're going to risk it. It's just because ranking up in this game is so important, because it opens up other parts of the game to you.
Well, let's see. I'm going to try and steal this car. Let's see if I get to jail again. Probably will. Probably.
Have you noticed this? There are a hell of a lot of good Samaritans out there that will just bust people out of jail.
Yeah.
They're just willing to do it all the time. It's fantastic. You can see it in the telegrams quite a lot. So and so has been busted out. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's good. It's nice behavior to see from the outset.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't get any notification on that one. Sometimes that happens. So let me refresh and see what happened. Doesn't give me any update there. Let's see. Did I go to jail? Let's have a look. No, but there are 2 people in jail at the moment.
Both disturbed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there because let's see. See what happened. I'm not sure what happened with that. Spinning failed but got away. Well, that was better than going to jail. That's better than going to jail. So I have to wait. There's a cooldown period, so 29 minutes. I have to wait for that. But I got crimes already been committed, right? Because I'm running bots on crimes, so that's if you're running bots, it's just ticking away for you. And what else have I done? Traveling. I've definitely traveled on my planes. Definitely people need a plane, right? So if you're stuck in a map and you're in the wrong continent and your businesses are in another place, you won't be able to harvest them without transferring them. So it's going to be, I don't know how long. I think we might get some controls over transferring, to be honest, the occult DeFi. I think that might be a balancing change.
I think Jacob actually put that in the Telegram earlier on today for sure.
I'm not saying I want it. I'm just saying I think that for certain things that might occur. I'm just wondering.
Yeah. Jacob he wrote something in the Telegram earlier. I can't remember what it was now, actually.
So some pretty interesting stuff there. Now, kill skills there as well. Kill skill. I've actually got a little bit of kill skill on this one, which was actually a bit of luck there. It was actually a decent amount too. But I might go for the 16% with $5,000 cash, and let's give that a go. And this is on BNB I'm playing here, of course, not on Pulsechain, but this is basically the same game, just slightly different tokenomics, right? Some things are much rarer on BNB at the moment, so things like planes and stuff are pretty rare.
What do you think of the changes to the tokenomics on the Mafia token itself?
Ecstatic. I'm ecstatic.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, the more players, it's going to be pretty cool. Now, it's for a limited marketing time only, so we'll, it's going to enjoy it while it lasts. But definitely exciting times.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of marketing, we were boosted. We won a boosting competition on DAppRadar about 10 days ago. As part of that, we won, as part of the prize package, I guess, we won a certain number of impressions on the website, so we can actually put up banners on the website. We can put banners in various places. We know that they get like 1.5 million unique visitors every single month.
Right? That is massive. Like that's a huge audience. DAppRadar, definitely one of the most sort of portals to crypto.
So right now, yes. So we're working on banner design at the moment, and then once we have those, I can submit them to the DAppRadar guys, and they will literally just start posting them everywhere, right? So we're going to get that done. We're also going to set up the DAppRadar quests very soon, and that it's one of the most engaging parts of the DAppRadar website. The fact that people can learn about protocols through some sort of gamification with a prize pool at the end. So it's something that we are going to do. We are going to set it up. It's going to be coming really, really soon. And we know that the amount of engagement that those quests, as I call them quests, that they get, there's a very high turnover. It's the conversion rate. So I think the conversion rates that we're going to start seeing, we will start to see a lot of more wallet generation, new character generation, and new players coming over, especially onto BNB at the moment. The reason that we haven't launched it on Pulsechain yet is just purely because DAppRadar themselves don't have any Pulsechain integration at the moment. Which is again something that I'm trying to work with them with. with to get in touch with some
that'd
of
be
the Pulsechain
major
devs.
getting Pulsechain. That'd be huge extension of Pulsechain. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
huge.
because then we can add all of our protocols, and so can all the other protocols of Pulsechain. It'll be fantastic. And like I say, I'm in the process of already doing that. And if we get that done, then
huge.
not saying that I want some thanks from the Pulsechain community, but it would be nice to give a nod to Jacob projects on their behalf.
100%. Well, we're trying to get that word out for sure. This is the links to BNB Mafia and Pulse Mafia. Now, it only costs 2,000 Mafia to join, so you can either buy them on BNB or Pulse Mafia. All you have to do once you get onto the site is connect your wallet, go up to connect your wallet, and then you can get started by creating a player. It only costs 2,000 Mafia. And
actually, technically, there's been some change to that. So technically, it's only the 2,000 Mafia price equivalent. Now you don't need necessarily Mafia tokens. You can actually set up a character with another crypto.
Oh, well, there we go. I have not set up a character, so there we go. So you can use other tokens.
Yeah, as long as it's the equivalent value of whatever 2,000 Mafia tokens are.
So there we go. You can start a new player with other tokens. They're going to do all the Mafia pictures in the background, I guess, is what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can set up a player today really quick. I think that's great for onboarding. Well, a nice move there. And become part of the family. There's almost 1,200 players, 29 crime families. So do that. Get on there and play. And you're early. You're early as well. So and then to start ranking up, use those bots as well, and join a family if you can. You can check out the families down the bottom here. Obviously, I'm in the Allegiance, the number one of Allegiance of families on Pulsechain and BNB also. So definitely check that out, and you can find our details just by clicking on a family, and just go to Telegram there, and you can pull up the Telegram link if you want to join a family as well. In fact, I might post that in the chat there just so people can get to the directorate, and of course, join the most powerful and feared family. Without a doubt, we have built up quite the army, I must say. That's all I'm going to say, but I just want to say that.
No, I'm looking forward to. I'm really excited to see what you guys have planned as the game starts to progress. Because like I say, it's only been a couple of days now since pre-ranking, and we're already seeing a lot of strategy being played out. So it's really cool stuff. I'm really excited about it all. We just want ETH. I'm really excited about ETH going up too. ETH goes up, we all go up. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's it there. And, Cult DeFi's Jacob's front man doing an amazing job spreading the word about Mafia, PUSD Algo, and Pulse Predict, Pulse Pot, BNB Pot, previously TIRH. I mean, it's been crushing it, right? So
yeah, it's the whole lot. I mean, I have to say it's easy to do when you have protocols and stuff that you believe in, right? And I mean, I really believe in everything that the team are doing. It's just I like out of the box thinking. I am here for the tech. I have to say as well. It's like I really love it. I love the way the guys think. I love the way that they put things into action, and I love a team that delivers. Right? They delivered on everything that they've said they're going to deliver on so far. I mean, if this was a race, that's the horse that I'm backing.
Yeah, and so it's exciting. The good things are coming. Become part of the best ecosystem, man. We've been backing Jacob from the beginning, and looking forward to backing him in the future. The number one peer-to-peer dev, as I say, in the world, and it's a privilege to be part of what he's building, the vision as well. Now, you do have to have a bit of patience. It takes time to build. It's the only thing I would say. But apart from that, things are coming. They're being delivered, and they're spectacular. So. And it's onwards and upwards. So I'm very excited about where it's all heading. Now, I was quickly going to cover Titanx quickly. So let's go look at that on the ETH chain. Also moving to base chain. So Titanx at the moment is up 21%. You can see that there. So nice little bounce today. Importantly, the ratio to ETH is jumped. So 10 zeros. Still trying to lose that 1 0. And of course, ultimately find the bottom of wave 2. You can see that chart there. We're at the bottom of wave 2 there, trying to find the bottom for moving up to wave 3. And currently at 6 zeros, 18.76 on the US dollar price. But the ETH is definitely looking a bit better than the US dollar price. And we've bounced to 10 zeros, 90, 100. So obviously wanting to lose a 0 and get to 9-0 land. And that's just above us, not far at all. So that's probably how far? Just A little bit. Oh, it doesn't give us percentages for these big numbers, but that is only a little bit away. So, green day. And let's see whether it can start zigzagging away up for wave 3. All the buy and burns are turned off, right? So it's heavily collateralized. It's almost like 95% collateralized with the buy and burn mechanism. So that once it gets turned on, up and up and away, right? The other thing, of course, is the omni-chain vision, taking Titan to multiple chains, but with one supply, not duplicating supply, just one supply, hence the name Omnichain. And of course, it's doing that through the X28 token. That's up 11.5%. DragonX having a strong day today, up 24%. And the ratio is sitting at 6.8 TitanX per DragonX, so doing pretty well there. Buy and burn turned off as well. A couple $1 million in there too for the buy and burn. Shogun, of course, up 21%. That is going Omnichain as well. Ticking away with some cool tokenomics as well as WebLP. And here's the other one, Hydra there, 0.07%. I think that's just sitting there. That's just crazy opportunity there. 25%. All the minting's out, so all the Hydra's out. So we're looking for some pretty cool stuff happen there with Hydra. Helios, of course, is going Omni-chain. Vault's got a big roadmap as well. So we got Vault Thunder staking, Ouroboros collateral staking for the liquidity fork, and also Bitcoin Genie, which is just like we talked about Jacob's PUSD Algo being at the frontier of stablecoin and DeFi tokenomics. It looks like the Bitcoin Genie is going to be the frontier of ROI protocols, right? So really cool innovation, and we love it. We love the latest and greatest, trying to get to the holy grail of these categories, right? So pretty cool. Morpheus there up 30%. Now we're expecting potentially V3 dexes from Brandon going over to Pulsechain and Basechain. Looking forward to that as well. Let's jump through some of these as well. Tink Farm there, looking for some more action there as well from Eric, as well as Vibermex launching. That's going to boost TitanX as well. Tink Farm. And of course, Tink Farm will, if it gets higher in value, it incentivizes more capital to flow in and so on. So we're looking for that action. And when it happens, it's going to be very fast, right? Coming off the bottom as well, coming off a low base. So buy low, sell high. That's the thing. Element 280, of course, is going Omni-chain, and that's going to be the principal peering over on Basechain, and that's going to be matched up, of course, with Baby Dragon X and also Element 280 and 369. And, of course, also the first project over on Basechain is Uranus, such a great name for a planet, and that's up 26% as well. And the ratio's done 2.43, so that's been performing like a boss for the last 39 days. And, of course, we covered that in full, so that's worked out very, very well. And, of course, USDX is a liquidity fork. That has been launched very well by Super Shady. Super Shadowy, I should say. I shouldn't call him Super Shady. Super Shadowy, and it's doing pretty well also. And let's quickly look at the stats on the stability miner just before we wrap up. This is going to be our last topic of the day as we're doing a speed update. And the system here has got $2 million, which is the first time over $2 million on the TitanX pump. So really excited. That's the first time I've seen over 2 million. And what do we got there? Collateral, 7.97 trillion TitanX plus 4 trillion in the ORX minter. And that gives you that's 12 trillion TitanX has gone into the protocol, which is a very, very outstanding result. And of course, we got 416 billion DragonX to top it off as well. We know collaterals are coming up are going to be Ethereum, ORX token, which is the main token of this platform, and of course, Vault as well. Vault is going to be up for collateralization, and so people will be able to go to the minter there for USDX stablecoin, and then add their collateral and open up with 5 collaterals at least, which is pretty cool. USDX staking is pretty generous too. If you do mint stablecoin, 486%, and the yield's been really high on a stablecoin. Insane, right? So pretty crazy. Now, obviously, that's going to come down over time, but at the moment, it's been a bit of a dream run for people to get in on that over on Ethereum there. Not bad. We've got a couple other things happening as well. We've got Flare launching in one day. That's going to benefit Inferno. So Inferno has one of the top 3 burns at 55%. So that's going to be bullish for that. Obviously, Bitcoin Genie coming up. And, of course, from another influencer, which Cult DeFi knows, is Taurus there. And that's coming from Cryptographics. And that's got Frontier DeFi 3.0 tokenomics as well, and particularly in the ROI class. And that is going to be a big seesaw between ROI and user demand. So will it be a solution for sustained user demand? We shall see. I'm pretty optimistic about it, and I know Cryptographic, who has a very good grasp of a lot of these different protocols, and of course does great educational videos, is excited about it as well. So we've got some really cool tokenomics and at the frontier of crypto in the world, which is pretty cool, getting offering through Pulsechain, Titanx and stuff like that. So that's why we love it. We love it and love covering it, which is pretty awesome. I think we're going to wrap up there. What's that? An hour and 25 minutes? Not bad. Pretty good show.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks so much for having me on. Really, I love jumping on with you. I mean, we kind of chat every now and again. Anyway, but I'm really excited about the way things are going. I'm really excited about the stuff that's happening. I really am. I mean, markets are down, but you know, when you start like even looking through all this stuff here now, there's some real interesting innovation going on everywhere, and it's not slowing down. It's not slowing down. If anything, it's just getting faster and faster, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. What a time to be alive in crypto.
It is. It's fantastic. Hey, a big shout out to everybody. Brennan, Trev, Brian, Hedgehog, and many of other views out there today watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this awesome show with Cult DeFi. Cult DeFi, what's your socials if people want to contact you, follow you?
Yeah, so basically it's Cult KVLT DeFi. You can find me on Telegram, Cult DeFi. You can find me on X, Cult DeFi. Find me on YouTube, Cult DeFi. Find me on Twitch, Cult DeFi. Nice. But my DMs are pretty much open anywhere. So get in touch with me if you want to talk about anything to do with any of Jacob ecosystem protocols. Let me know. You can find me in all of the relevant Telegram chats. I will say, please go and have a look at PUSD. Go and have a look at Mafia. Get to know the communities. If you're new here, make sure you like everything that Superman does. It's he's a fantastic point of contact for Pulsechain, for Titanx, for a lot of even for market coverage in general. It's kind of the one-stop shop, and I look at your stuff every day, man. So thanks very much.
Thanks very much, and it's been a pleasure having you on there. Finally, if you want to join our Discord, there's the link in the chat and in the video description. If you want to get that sweet 90% referral bonus for the PUSD contribution there, the link's in the video description, as well as type in PUSD Algo into the Crypto Night show and on Superman Crypto, and you'll be able to find that whole video series, little videos with Jacob from about a year ago, and most of it's still very relevant to understanding PUSD Algo. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you very much, Cult DeFi. We're going to catch you in the next one, and have to have you on again very soon, Cult DeFi, that's for sure.
Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Have a good one, everyone. Talk to you later.
Enjoy the green candles, folks. Bye for now.